Alright guys, welcome back to my SummerSlam review series, and today it's SummerSlam 2009, and I gotta say SummerSlam 2009, you know what, it was actually decent. It wasn't a bad show, but you know what, the main event was really good, and then we get to like DX, the DX and Legacy match was good, Randy Orton, John Cena, don't get me started with that match, and yeah, I thought SummerSlam 2009 was like kind of like an up and down show. Like it was like this wave of emotion. So you had you had a good opener, and then it goes like that. So we get into the first match of the night, and it was for the IC title. Rey Mysterio defending against Dolph Ziggler. I thought it was a real good match here. A lot of good back and forth. The crowd were really, behind Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler. I heard a couple of Dolph Ziggler chants in the crowd. And yeah, Rey Mysterio wins with a Hurricane Rana, but Dolph Ziggler didn't lose any credibility here. He looked really strong here, and obviously a year later he'll win the IC title. But yeah, good showing by Dolph Ziggler and a good, good matches by Dolph Ziggler and Rey Mysterio in 2009. Then after that we had Jack Swagger versus MVP, and in the worst boring matches I've ever seen, I think in SummerSlam in a while. Jack Swagger versus MVP. The crowd were absolutely asleep. I was asleep watching it. I was so bored. MVP gets the win, or MVP I think got the win. But anyway, it was so boring and oh bad. They never had any good chemistry together. MVP and who thought of MVP versus Jack Swagger as a SummerSlam match? Really? Is that what Vince thinks is a good SummerSlam match? Because I don't think it's a good SummerSlam match. Then after that we get Jericho versus Crime Time. This was an okay match. Jericho get the win with Big Show with the KO punch and JTG. I think in my opinion, Crime Time were very underrated in WWE. I wish that the WWE did more with those guys, but it is what it is. Then after that we had Kane versus the Great Khali, and again, 3 years in a row, Khali is in another featured match at SummerSlam. Now he's not in a big match this time, but he's in a mid-card match with Kane. Now he's had a match with Batista at 07, 08 was Triple H. He had two World Title matches back-to-back years. Now he's in there with Kane. So at this point, Vince, I'm thinking, if I was Vince, why is Khali wrestling? If you want Khali in your company, have him as a producer or something. You shouldn't have had him as a wrestler because he's fucking sucked. But anyway, Kane gets the win. Legend Singh tries to help. It really doesn't help Khali, and Kane gets the win. Good for Kane, he gets a win. After that, we have. Then after that, we have John Cena versus Randy Orton. I thought, again, Randy Orton and John Cena, they do not have any good chemistry. I've said that before, and I'll say that again. I don't like Randy Orton and John Cena matches. It's just the same old shit. They had like three finishes in this match. Like they had the first finish where Randy Orton got disqualified by the ref, and then it got restarted. If Randy Orton got himself disqualified, then he'll get stripped of the WWE title. So Cena, so obviously, then he got himself counted out, and then they restart the match again for a third time, and then it's like at this point I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, I don't care for it. And then they have an okay match, but and then the so-called fan runs in and attacks the fucking ref. So again, Randy Orton, and then again Randy Orton does retain the belt with an RKO. Finally, we get a finish to this match. We had three finishes, and they decided the final finish was that Randy Orton's going to win with RKO and retain his title. Then we had DX versus Legacy. This was DX final shtick in 2009, 2010. And they were feuding with Legacy. I actually did like the Legacy and DX feud in 2009, but I don't know why DX got the win here in 2009. I think that looking back at it, I think Legacy needed the win because they've just like been established a few months before, and if you really want to establish a young group like a Legacy, you need them to be a big name team like a DX. So them not going over here as SummerSlam is really a bad booking decision by the WWE, because look at them now. Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes are not even in WWE anymore. Cody Rhodes is your Ring of Honor World Champion, and Ted DiBiase is retired from the business. So that is kind of a shame now. You look like 8 years ago that you thought that Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes were going to be the future of the WWE. I was a fan of Cody Rhodes and Teddy DiBiase. More Cody Rhodes, I was a fan of, not Teddy DiBiase that much. But I thought these two guys should have like skyed the limit. And then these two guys are not in the company anymore. Like, one's retired and the other one's like in ring round kicking ass and stuff. So yeah, it's really sad when you kind of watch some of these old pay-per-views and you see some of your guys that you some of the wrestlers you was a fan of, and you think, why did they do that with one wrestler? I said that with John Morrison and CM Punk. Like I said that a few days ago. Excuse me. But yeah, the match was good. They had a little brawl, and that's something Teddy DiBiase and Triple H. Shawn Michaels hits a switching music and Cody Rhodes to the win. Then we get to our main event, and the best match of the night. Jeff Hardy v CM Punk, and one of my favorite feuds from 2009. Even though it was a bad year for the WWE, I thought, in my opinion, was obviously CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy. Now, in my opinion, I really enjoyed this feud because it was really CM Punk was this straight edge guy, and then you have Jeff Hardy who really doesn't care. Has it. He's had his addiction problems, and they actually put this into a storyline and stuff. And yeah, they had a good series of matches, but I think this was probably one of their best matches they had. Their TLC match. Jeff Hardy gets put through a table. They have a few ladder spots, chair spots, and then at the end, Jeff Hardy is like 25 feet up in the air, like CM Punk's like laid out like this, and Jeff Hardy's a fucking swanton at like 25 feet. And then they're selling us Jeff Hardy's injuries, but Jeff Hardy gets up because Jeff Hardy doesn't feel any pain. And then Jeff Hardy tries to continue the match, and CM Punk knocks him off the ladder, wins the world title back, and after that, the doing goes off, and the Undertaker returns. He chokeslams CM Punk, and that's how SummerSlam 2009 ended. Overall, I thought SummerSlam 2009 was a decent show. I loved the main event. I liked the DX Legacy match. Randy Orton and John Cena can be forgotten about. And yeah, SummerSlam 2009. What do you guys think of this show? I thought it was an okay to decent show. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts down below, guys. I'll check you later.